So who was the first ever presenter of the Brits? The answer was Michael Aspel.
So, we're into the last bit of this morning's show. We want your thoughts on last night's Brit Awards. We're asking if there's still the Pop Oscars, as the night used to be dubbed, or starting to stink like someone's popped off. Ade, Gemma and Mark's music's in just a sec. Yours are welcome on the usual number, 0207 173 5555. Just though, beforehand, there was a call we didn't get, and I just wanted to flag up for you, because I thought it was an interesting thought about Cheryl Cole. And it's from a guy, and he said that the fact that she forgave him the first affair effectively gave him permission to do it again. Now, that's quite a hard line. Maybe something we'll talk about later in the week. I can hear mutterings of people saying, mutterings. Now, let's go to the Brits, then. It didn't exactly kick off in style last night. Sam Fox's turn, worryingly reminiscent of the worst Brits ever, which she hosted when she hosted the whole evening with Mick Fleetwood. That was in 1989. This was last night. They've had 30 Brits, and that was the opener, and they still can't get it right. I've trying to work out nearly 20 Brit Bashes over the years, and I'll be honest, I have a very different view of the most memorable performance ever. The Spice Girls or Michael Jackson doing his thing with Jarvis Cocker? Yeah, when Jarvis Cocker came on, that was an international scandal. Yeah. Even the Rozzers were involved. Anyway, on the plus side, the big winner of last night, Lady Gaga, proved, I think, that she was worthy of 3 awards. Florence and the Machine and Dizzy Rascal was genius, and I doff my hat to Jay-Z and Alicia Keys. And then, of course, there was Liam Gallagher, up to his usual bad boy nonsense. Boy band JLS, they won 2 awards, and a lifetime achievement for Robbie Williams, aged 36. Well deserved. It is quite an achievement getting £80 million from your record company and then getting no number ones. I'd like to do that achievement myself. Interest in the Brits appears to be dwindling. Major acts like Coldplay, they snubbed it this year. Any surprise? If the Brits celebrate all that's good in British music, then perhaps it's no surprise last night was so flat. Where was the award for John and Tracy Mortar? Who? This is the couple whose campaign for Rage Against the Machine getting to Christmas #1, yeah? They beat the might of Simon Cowell, Sony Music, ITV, and a relentlessly one-sided press campaign. These guys are the heroes of modern music. Where's their Brit Award? Here. Anyway, I'm not that angry. Mark, did you have seen any of it this morning?
I think it's an age thing. It's too old. And looking at those clips of Liam and the other old fella there with the grey hair...
Noddy Holder.
Noddy, I'm sorry, but I think there should be a cap on the age of people involved with rock and roll. About 22, 23. Anyone over 22, get out of it. I think it's for young people, you know, and it's not young people. It's all a bit middle-class, old worldy, like, oh, come on, who cares? What? Those pauses like Harold Pinter.
They were.
Yeah, I don't know. I was watching the curling anyway.
or ice sweeping, as it's known around these parts. Let's go and sweep the ice.
It's much more interesting than that. A bit of ice sweeping.
Gemma, Brits, do you think it's had its day? That maybe 30 years it's gone on just too long?
Yeah, I mean, I used to watch it when I was younger, kind of 14, 15. I thought it was great. But, I mean, really, the last 10 years, I haven't watched at all. And I didn't watch it last night. I was watching the Winter Olympics as well. And, I thought, watching those clips, it's kind of bizarre. The gaps in between, and there doesn't seem to be any kind of excitement or...
Peter Kay, who I've the biggest respect for, I mean, he looked like he'd rather be anywhere else
but there, exactly right. And that's, I mean, I'm a massive fan of Peter Kay.
Too old.
And he just didn't seem to be able to find anything funny. Too old.
OK, Ade, do you think maybe it's time to just maybe knock it on the head for a few years? They used to, I think the first one was in, I think, almost at the end of the 70s. There's like a 10-year gap between the first one and the second one. Maybe it's time
do you know what? I've never been a fan of the Brits. I've never really watched it. Last night I was watching the Man United AC Milan game, so, you know, I was on a different channel. But I did turn over to try and catch clips. But I don't think... It just doesn't reflect the kind of music that I'm into. And, you know, you mentioned that you felt if it was a reflection of the state of music at the moment, then it's a bad thing. But I think British music is really healthy at the moment. I mean, there's great Disney...
But if you saw the Brit...
but there's bands out there, like there's Chase and Status, there's Kano, there's Wiley, there's Plan B, there's loads of British acts that are doing really well.
And that's before we get on to Hawkwind, Here and Now, Solstice and all the hippie bands.
Exactly. Hey. Go for
Just thought I'd mention that.
Bring them in. Bring them in.
40 years, Hawkwind have been going. Still no Brit Award for them. Let's throw it open to you, Kirsty.
First we have Megan on line 1.
Megan, good morning.
Hello.
Hello. Wasn't it a great show?
No, I think it was a bit of a shambles, to be honest.
A shambles?
Well, I think when they came back on air and Peter Kay was like, are we on again? And then they kept having to mute people every 2 seconds. So they cut out all the best bits.
OK, I mean, my girlfriend who was there said that the people that she was with were sort of longing for more of the kind of bad boy behaviour of Liam Gallagher. I mean, he looked like a bit of a fool there, but maybe it's missing some character.
Well, I think Liam Gallagher was really out of order last night. I mean, I can't believe he threw his awards in the audience. I mean, if he shouldn't be given the award. If he's going to chuck it back out, because the reason why he says because we bought the records. I mean, what message does that give?
It's because he's rock and roll,
He's
isn't
rock and roll, isn't he?
Yeah.
Megan, thank you. What about our audience?
Well, we've got two very different opinions. We've got Yo, who was at the after party, and Kimberly, who was actually at the Brits. So, first of all, Yo.
So,
I think it's a British intuition.
Institution.
Institution.
There's another word that sounds like institution, that's institutionalised, and that's kind of where I think some of those people are heading. You liked it?
Yeah. Because the right people won the award this year, like Florence and the Machine.
Yeah, OK, that's a fair... And the lady on the other side was there?
And Kim, what do you think? Pop off?
Definitely.
Really?
I wasn't impressed one bit. I was in the crowd watching the celebrities go in, and I want to go home.
and you were there, you know. You'd have thought in the glory days people would be so excited. Thank you. And I'm sorry you had a miserable night. And now you're going to have a miserable morning, because that's all we got time for today, I'm afraid. It's all over. Ade, great to see you as per usual. Don't miss him. Dancing on Wheels, 9 p.m. Thursdays, BBC 3. Mark and Gemma, we'll see you back here tomorrow.
Well, mate.
I think it's time to show them your appreciation.